In this video I will do a walkthrough of the infotainment system of my Peugeot e2008. We've had this car for about a year, so we get to experience what's good and what's not so good about this system. Now, I'm no expert, I'm just making videos to share my thoughts and my experience with my cars and show you the good and the bad. So let's get to it, and I'll hope you enjoy. Now this is the radio screen. We can have a look at that a little later, but to get the home screen, it actually took me a while to find the home screen because there is no home button. But I learned through Googling actually that you have to use 3 fingers on the screen at the same time, and then you come to this home screen where there is 6 tiles. There is 6 tiles: radio, navigation, climate, vehicle, apps, and phone. Let's have a look at the navigation. Now, the navigation is, well, it's not the best. It's quite clumsy, so when I use the navigation, I tend to use Android Auto and Google Maps. As you can see, to set the destination, you have to go into, well, you can search. Like I said, I had this car for about a year and still not confident about it. So if we type in, let's say, Karl Johan, which is a street in Oslo, it's searching, and you see, it finds peoples. It finds people instead of the street. So yeah, you can try menu. You can enter address. Then you first have to do the city, and it finds Oslo, and then you can type the streets. It's quite a long way to go just to find one street, but well, then you can type the number 2. You always have to confirm everything, and it seems like it's just a waste. And then okay, yeah, then it calculates, and then it finds the route. So it's okay. It shows you when you arrive how far it is, and it also finds elevation eventually. So yeah, it's okay, like I said, but Android Auto and Google Maps is much better. So on the menu you have several other options. You can points of interest. Haven't really used that one. Okay, you can go to the Peugeot dealer, airport, camping ground. How often do you go there? Car wash, no thanks. I wash the car by hand. Ferry terminal, helipad, what do you need that for? Holiday rental, motoring organization, petrol station. Why would you go to a petrol station with an electric car? It's rent a car? No, I have a car. Rest area. I have a living room, so I don't need to go there. Way station. Oh, this is maybe it's useful in France, but not here. Search. Point of interest. What if we type in Karl Johan here? Then it shows something in Sweden. Oh. No. See, it's kind of pointless things all the time. Guidance criteria. That shows you, fast. Of course, you want to go there fastest. Motorway, yeah, whatever. Settings. And this is actually a good thing. You can add waypoints. But so you can do in Google Maps, so that's much better. So we stop the navigation. We now want to go to Oslo today. So that's the navigation. It's okay, but it's very clumsy, and it seems like a waste. You could just use Android Auto instead. Then if you go to climate, then you get to this point. You also can go there by if you go back to navigation, you can enter climate if you go there as well. There's no other way. There's no buttons or anything, so you have to go into the screen to change fan speed and temperature. So it's better to have a button, in my opinion, but you get used to this as well. So back to the home screen, and then phone. It's just a phone. You can connect your phone here. I have a Samsung Note 20 Ultra, and it pairs with Bluetooth with a phone. If you're gonna use Android Auto, you have to plug it in with a wire. So yeah, you have some options. You can, it's already paired, so that's no point. Settings. Yeah, really nothing interesting. So email, I don't need that in the car. So let's have a look at the applications. This is where you can connect Android Auto, and then you have to plug it in, and that works brilliantly. Connected apps. I have never used that, to be honest. It's always something wrong with it. I really don't know what that's about. Then you can go to car apps. You can show energy. This is when you're driving, you can see where the energy in the battery goes. Of course, it goes to the front wheels because it's a front wheel drive. So really nothing you can use to get a lot of information from. This is where here you can set when you want the charging to start. I never really use that either. I just plug in the car when I need electricity in the battery, and yeah, that works for me. So, but you can set the time here. Yeah. So that was apps, and then vehicle. That's probably where the most settings are. You can automatic headlamp dipping. That's where if you meet someone when it's dark, and the headlamps won't blind them, so we can leave that on. It's the end of summer now, so it's getting darker and darker, so that's useful. Parking sensors. That's why would you turn that off? It's when you have parking sensors on the car, only you have to use them. Traction control. Yeah, in the summer you don't need it that much because it's not that slippery in the summer, but winter is coming, so traction control is good. Yeah, this is for tire pressure and settings. Check. This is you can see in the instrument cluster when it's due for service. So yeah, that was driving functions. So let's have a look at vehicle settings. If you go into parking, Here you can stop the mirrors for folding in. Yeah, I like to have the opportunity to fold them in, especially in tight spaces and so on. So let's leave that on. A rear wiper in reverse. This means that the rear wiper will start whenever you put the car in reverse. I don't really like that. I prefer to not use the rear wiper actually, because it leaves a lot of dirt on the car if it is dusty or something. So I always have that off. So headlights, guide me home lighting. This the lights stays on after a few seconds after you leave the car. Welcome lighting, that's when you push the button on the key and the lights turn on. Directional headlamps, that means that the front lights, they turn when you turn the wheel, so you can see sort of into the turns. That's of course just in the dark, but it's quite useful actually. And then we have comfort. This is when you approach the car, when you have the key in your pocket or something. If you turn that on, the car opens automatically, but I have it off because it's very sensitive, and if you go to the car and then you go back a little, it locks the car again, and then you go back, it opens again. It seems like it's unnecessary wear and tear to me on the lockings. So plus it also makes quite a high noise for some reason when you approach the car and it opens. So yeah, I have it off. I just use the button on the key. Mood lighting. This is for the interior. It has some light LED strips across the dashboards and in the doors, and you have some colors you can choose from. I usually have it on green because it's an EV, and it also the green matches the seam in the seats, which is also green. It's just details, but it's actually quite nice, especially in the dark, of course. You can also set the intensity of that LED mode lighting. Hands-free access. Yeah, that's just automatic opening the door. Let's go back to this one. This is if you only want the driver door to get unlocked. This is when you have the key in your pocket. Yeah, I said the wrong thing. But this is that's the thing. When you have the key in your pocket and it opens and it makes a noise. This is just to open the driver door when you unlock the car. Yeah. Safety. Here's all the safety equipment on the car, so why would you turn anything of this off? It's there for a reason, so it helps you when you drive. So everything here is on. Active safety brake, that's if you driving along and someone runs into the road, it brakes automatically, so that's a huge help. Recommended speed display, it reads the signs, and you get the sign in the instrument cluster, and it shows you what speed you're in, if you have forgotten or didn't pay attention to the sign. This one is when you if you leave the lane you're in. If the car thinks you're tired, yeah, don't be tired in the car, but if you leave the lane you're in, the car shakes the wheel and it just tries to steer you back. It's a little weird, I have to say, but it's a guidance to help you back. So I have it on as well. Traffic sign that shows the car reads other signs as well. So if you go into a street where there's no entry, I haven't done that yet, so I don't know what happens, but I guess you get a warning in the driver display or something like that. So that was vehicle settings, and then you have some settings here as well. This is where you can register profiles on the key of the car. I haven't done that yet because, to be honest, I haven't really tried to understand it. I don't really see the point, but I guess some people find it useful. Here you have options. This is where you can system settings for mile, kilometers, and kilowatts. I live in Norway where we use Celsius, so let's leave it at that. Factory settings, no. Yeah, this is where you can share data. Don't know what that is about. I haven't tried that. Languages, of course, is where you can choose your preferred language. Usually it's in Norwegian in this car, but just for this video I changed it to English, so you can see what I'm doing. Here you can set the clock, day, month, year. I prefer this layout, so I'll leave it at that. But there are several others you can choose as well. Time, you choose your time zone. Here you set the time formats, 24 hours. And in Norway we still have this daylight saving time, so I'll leave that on, and the car changes the time automatically when daylight saving is coming. Screen configuration, automatic scrolling. Yeah, it sounds good, so let's leave it on. Brightness, of course, is where you can choose the brightness on the screen. Let's leave it not max. I guess it uses more power, not too much, but yeah, okay. Instrument panel. Here you can set what you prefer to see in the driver cluster. So that's that. Then you have settings of the profiles. Yeah, we looked at that a while ago, so like I said, I haven't used this. Yeah. What's this? Oh, that's for Wi-Fi and connections. Yeah. Then you have AC, and then you go back to that. This is auto, for auto fan speeds and so on. I like to control it myself, so let's leave it at that. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about the infotainment system in the Peugeot e2008. It's not specifically for the EV version. I guess it's exactly the same in the fossil versions, apart from some charging settings and so on. So yeah, like I said, it's not really the best, but you have what you need, and it's just a little difficult to find everything that you need. Like I also said, I tend to use Android Auto, especially for the maps and for navigation. It's so much easier and better. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed to learn a little about what I feel about this system after using it for a year. And if you have any questions, please ask me, and I will try to find out if you wonder about something. And I would like to thank you for watching, and I see you soon.